Good day, and welcome to Trusting God at All Times, a daily devotion of Peakland United Methodist Church here in Lynchburg, Virginia. I'm John Vest, and I'm one of the ministers here at the church. It used to be that I could go sleigh riding with my children. Of course, used to be. We were all younger back then. Now I'm the guy who makes hot chocolate and grilled cheese sandwiches to order while other people do the sledding. I do have a memory or two, though. During St. Luke Church days on the south side of Richmond, we once had a terrific snowstorm that closed schools for more than a week. The parsonage was located near a cul-de-sac, so we had the opportunity to sleigh ride in the road with its tremendously well-packed snow, and it was wonderful. Until it wasn't. Well, the children did fine. They were probably no more than 9 and 6 years old, and when you're that age and you fall in the snow or you slip on the ice, you bounce. Let's just say I didn't bounce. After pushing off Byron at the top of the hill one time, I lost my footing, fell backwards, one of those flat-on-your-back falls that knocks the wind out of you. So I laid there for a while, thinking about life, slowly making sure everything was still working, and wondering if my wife wouldn't mind too terribly much driving me to the hospital in the snow if that was necessary. I laid out there long enough that a man came out onto his porch, a man I didn't know, a man I'd never talked to, and he yelled, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Yeah." And maybe he was tired, or maybe it was an act of mercy, but my son came back up the hill, pulling the sleigh behind him. He took one look at me and said, "Dad, I think it's time to go home." We don't get snow like that very often anymore. But in that experience, I realized there really are some similarities between sledding and church life. First, the heavier the sleigh, the faster it goes. And I'm sure science teachers can explain that in terms of gravity and angles and ratios, but all I know is that when people are willing to go on the ride together, the ride is faster and a lot more fun. 2, it's important to lean the same way. There was a curve in the road where we rode our sleds. If 2 people rode together and reached the curve leaning against each other, they always crashed. It was only when there was an agreement as to direction and a harmony of purpose that the ride went as far as it could possibly go. 3, sometimes you need a push. It's difficult to get going by yourself. Sometimes you need a steady hand to steer you in the right direction. Also, there's something comforting about the touch of someone's hand on your shoulder. And 4, it's not as much fun sledding alone. No, well, there's a novelty to it at first, but it makes a difference when someone yells to you, about you, "Go, go, go!" You need someone waiting for you at the top of the hill. When you crash, you need someone to ask, "Are you okay?" And 5, it's important to take turns. There never were enough sleds to go around. Some sleds were faster than others, some were newer than others, but we all took turns. Sometimes that meant I had to stay at the top and watch. Sometimes I pushed, sometimes I rode. Very quickly it became evident that sleigh riding is not about merely getting down the hill. It's about the whole experience of riding and crashing and watching and helping and pushing and talking and yelling and racing and getting wet and getting tired. It's all of that. Now, I can't say how you feel about church. Maybe you only know what you've seen on television and you think all of us act that way. Maybe you have too much energy to confine yourself to an hour of worship in a traditional setting. All I'm saying is this. We church people need people who push, who pull, who feed, who cheer, who steer, who lean, and yes, who pick us up when the ride doesn't go as planned. Maybe the next time it snows on a Sunday, we shouldn't cancel service. Instead, maybe we should gather outside, sing a song or two, hold hands, say a prayer, and then go sleigh riding. Might not be a bad idea. Well, so let it be. Amen.